let's talk about the new A24 movie that came out recently. That new movie being The Iron Claw, a biopic about this wrestling family known as the Von Erichs. Let's just start off by saying this movie has an all-star cast, and it is really carried by the performances of these actors portraying these real-life people. It's a biopic, so if you know the story of the Von Erichs, you already know how this ends. And spoiler alert, it's not a very happy ending. It is insanely tragic and sad. And honestly, the performances all around the board were phenomenal. Like, Zac Efron was great. Jeremy Allen White was great. Harris Dickinson was amazing. Like, the whole cast brought their absolute A games to this film, and it is really, really good in the terms of the performances. Oh, so let's get through that. So the story will get a Hot Pocket score because typically sad biopics aren't infinitely rewatchable, and I must agree that this is one that I will turn on every 2 years, and because it was that good. It is a great film. The cinematics was a little bit of a weaker part. When it came to the wrestling, it was very well shot, well lit, and the soundtrack was awesome. The music choices, the rock and roll that they played was awesome, very good, and it really just enhanced the scenes. So I'll give it a hand grenade there. Now, the directing, this is where I have some issues with the film, because it is inconsistent. There are some scenes that are absolutely phenomenally shot and amazingly well lit, and then there are some scenes where I don't know what's going on because it is so dark. And like, usually when there are these dark scenes, you can usually tell what's going on because the theater is dark, but it just wasn't well lit. I don't know if it was on purpose or on accident, but there are some scenes that it was just impossible to tell what is going on because the actors' faces were covered in shadows and it was dark. Like, there were some scenes where it was purposeful and made sense, but there were some that just didn't make any sense, and it was impossible to tell what was actually going on, and I was a little disappointed by that. So that, because of those directing inconsistencies, I'll have to give it a Hot Pocket score. Now, as I was talking about earlier, the acting is what carries this film. It is so phenomenally acted that if this wasn't the same year that there were so many other great performances from other roles like Glenn Howerton, Robert Downey Jr., Ryan Gosling, Cillian Murphy, just like all of those amazing performances in other films, this would be pretty heavy favorite in some of these acting categories because it is that well acted. Zac Efron brings his absolute best. Jeremy Allen White brings his absolute best. Harris Dickinson brings his absolute best. Those are the three I'm highlighting because those are the three that really stuck with me. Lily James also does a great job, but like those three are like crucial to the film working as well as it does. And it's just phenomenal performances all around. Hand grenade there. So yeah, expectations. I wasn't expecting much, and it was a good experience. My friend really wanted to see it, and my friend cried during this film. Was brought to tears emotionally from the acting of the film, and so I have to acknowledge that as well. But yeah, it is a phenomenally well-crafted, like, piece and very well made. My issues with it truly are that the directing inconsistencies, and that it just, when it starts piling on all of the bad shit that happens with them in their life, it starts to drag out a little bit because you're like, how much more like unfortunate circumstances can this family take before it is just unbearable to witness, because there was just a lot of bad happening. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. If you're still watching, leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you're willing to check out the Iron Claw or not. And other than that, I'll leave you guys to it.